Okay, I hope you're joining me from part number 1 on our homepage or on YouTube. First of all, what I want to do is explain to you why I believe I'm a credible expert. And I'm going to use some notes here because I find that when I rehearse a little bit and use notes, it comes off a little better and makes a little more sense. Why I'm a credible expert. Number 1, I have authored a successful book on overcoming mental illness. Here it is right here. You can find it on Amazon.com. You can also get the ebook on our website for whatever price you can afford, minimum price of $1. Anyways, this isn't a sales pitch. I've authored a successful self-help book on overcoming mental illness, which has received accolades from nearly everyone who has read it, from psychiatrists to those personally struggling to those desperate to know how to help someone they love overcome a mental illness. This is the book I wish I had, and my wife wishes she had, 7 years ago when I was struggling desperately to overcome a battle with manic depression. Number 2, I've been invited to give presentations to numerous groups, such as health regions, mental health regions, suicide information and education services. Number 3, I have played an advisory role in conjunction with suicide information and education services for a program widely presented to employers which is targeted at helping men understand and deal effectively with depression. I also appear on camera on a DVD used in these presentations and discussed my experience and how I overcame my depression and manic depression. And finally, in 2006, I was invited to be the first of 2 keynote speakers for the World Congress of Psychiatric Nurses. The second keynote speaker, interestingly, was Margot Kidder, who you probably know as Lois Lane, or Superman's girlfriend. What can I add right here? She got paid like 20 times what I did. But anyways. Okay, so I want to move on. My self-help book is on overcoming mental illness. It's marketed to 3 different people, 3 different types of people. Number 1, you. If you are feeling and having thoughts of suicide, I'm talking to you. And please listen carefully. Number 2, it's to someone like my wife who desperately needed help and needed to understand how to help me as I was feeling stress and anxiety and as it built to the point where it was out of control. And number 3, it's to all of you out there, and especially celebrities. And this may sound kind of funny, but I believe that my message is so important that I believe many of you celebrities out there will endorse what I have to say. Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, Jessica Simpson. I talk about her in my book. I'll talk about her in another minute here. I am appealing to you to use your star power to get this message out. There is something that can be done about these news stories that are not news stories. They're real people that are dying each and every day, and it is preventable. And I can no longer sit still and pretend there is nothing that I can do to help. And I am asking and giving a passionate plea to all who will listen. Help me to spread this message. It is so important. It's about saving lives, and it's not me that's going to save lives. It's you. Having these feelings and thoughts is a choice. Like George Bush would say, make no mistake. But it really is true. It's a choice, and you can make a better choice. And my hope and prayer during this video blog and introduction to what we are doing is to help you to think twice and to make a better choice. And if you do it, it'll be because you want to, not because this guy here sitting in the bathtub, for all you know might be Looney himself, said so. Okay, so we cover things such as depression, manic depression, postpartum depression. Bipolar disorder is, of course, the other name for manic depression. I also discuss how to deal with the stress and anxiety of everyday life. You see, what happens is, in mental illness, it doesn't start overnight. I can remember having thoughts of stress and anxiety literally for years as I lost my job, I went into the hospital, and I'm going to explain that a little bit more in a minute. It doesn't happen overnight, folks, and if we can stop it before it becomes to the point where it's uncontrollable and people are shooting themselves and, my goodness, their family, we can stop it, and I need your help. Okay, why am I in the bathtub? Quick rundown. I'm a big believer in multitasking. Allows me to relax. Wanted to wear my shirt. I wanted to wear my white shirt and tie so that I would still look professional. I wanted to do something interesting and unique, and I wanted to pique your curiosity so that you'd send this off to all your friends, because I gotta tell you, this message is so important. My true story. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into this, and then I'm going to leave you hanging until part number 3, and I may need to go to part number 4. Okay, 7 years ago. This is a true story, keep in mind. And by the way, Oprah, I read a news story today about, what's his name now? Anyways, the guy you endorsed, and he's the second guy that duped you and whatever, right? Totally lied. So I invite you to verify all these facts. They're true. 7 years ago, I fought and won a literal life and death battle with manic depression. In my worst moments, I left my pregnant wife and our then 2 young children. You know that we have 5 now. My back's just hurting a bit, so it's still important. I'm on the edge of my seat, but I need to relax it a bit. Okay, so here's what I did. I drove down to Montana at like 160 billion miles an hour, which is really stupid in my old 86 Honda Accord. The Lord is with me. I don't know why I'm still around even after that experience. Anyways, I got down through Idaho, through Montana, Idaho, Utah, and then finally Nevada. Here's the story. This is a true story. I hate to admit it. I'm embarrassed to admit it. I was on a mission that I believed at the time was real. Find Jessica Simpson. Yep, Jessica Simpson we read about in the news every day, or she had a news story today. Let her get to know my charming personality, and at the right moment, ask her to marry me. Okay, how well was I thinking? Ever seen that movie where he goes, cuckoo, cuckoo? Okay, right, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. To make a true but very long soap opera story, type story short, I never did find or ask Jessica Simpson to marry me, but instead ended up being hospitalized against my will. After being injected with strong antipsychotic medication, I came down from my manic high, and I'm going to stop it there.